playing the Mavs.
Yeah, gotta win this one.
Gotta stay on a roll. Let's go.
It's all happening in Dallas, Texas, at the American Airlines Center. The Warriors taking on the Mavericks. For the Warriors, everything is clicking for them. Only one loss in recent memory. Mavs, Warriors, coming up next. Great to have you with us. We are set to get you over the hump this Wednesday night with another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. We'll be joined by Allie LaForce courtside and a chance to see the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Always fun to see where everyone in the league stands. You look at the Jazz, they're building some momentum right now and aiming for a spot in the top 5.
I think for the Warriors, they're one of the top teams because they just play the game the right way. That's what's been clear early on.
All right, checking out Golden State's opening lineup. They've got Karl Anthony Towns. He's out there with George. And it's Edwards in at the 2. And for the Mavericks, we've got Dyson Daniels. And it's Ford in at the 5 down low. Richard, what do you expect to see from this guard matchup?
These guys are lethal one-on-one, but I think the key is to keep their teammates involved, playing unselfish basketball.
It'll be the Mavericks off the tip. And a few games ago, we talked about MP's desire to be seen as a highly competitive team on the road this season. This is MP's mantra right now.
And MP and his team have to be feeling great about how they've played on the road lately. They've handled business and proven they aren't intimidated by any team's fan base. We will see if they can continue being successful away from home.
And so it's Banchero who brings it up for Dallas. Victory eluded them the last time they faced the Warriors.
If they want to beat these guys this time, they have to do better on the glass. That was their undoing.
And a lot of that begins with effort. Putting in the work and closing out possession should make this a much more contested game.
He gets to the line a lot. Banchero knows that and works on those shots at practice.
I'll say this, Banchero is a guy that opponents can't forget about for a second. And you see it in all the defensive attention he gets. Teams show him all kinds of different looks, and he draws a bunch of double teams in isolation. Three-pointer, Bridges sinks the tray.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Here's Daniels. He's guarded by Bridges. Here's Delgado. Fires the 3. Karl Anthony Towns comes up with a rebound.
That was a good possession. They got a clean look. The shot just didn't fall.
He gets it in there.
And how about Edwards keeping his head up and spotting the open man?
Here's Daniels. He's coming off a 10-point game against New Orleans.
And he brought the defense, secured 4 steals over the course of the game.
And Caro no good.
And he's usually able to score on that type of defense rather easily. Surprising to see him come away empty.
It's good.
No need to risk a shot from range when you can take it inside.
The Mavericks have gone 0 for 3 from the floor to begin this one. About 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Soft touch off the glass.
Using all that size in close, Banchero, he understands his strengths on offense.
Three-pointer, Bridges. And the rebound goes to Dallas. They're fresh off the win against the Pelicans.
Yeah, they connected from outside all game, and the defense had absolutely no answer for it.
And you talk to coaches around the league, and they'll tell you sometimes the ball just goes in. It's as simple as that.
So it's the Warriors now. The Mavs get their last shot to go. Bridges feeling it out a little bit. George outside. Pass to Bridges. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. Bridges has got 6.
A quality pass, setting up a quality shot. It's just textbook basketball.
Here's Branham. Back to Banchero. Launches it. Pure from three-point range. He's got 9.
Oh, man, he's feeling it this quarter. They should be looking to get him going every trip down the floor.
They set the screen. Bridges passes to Edwards. Blocked! And that'll be Golden State's ball as it goes out of bounds. Warriors able to keep possession. And the Warriors making a switch here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the Warriors. They're a team with momentum in the midst of an 8-game winning streak.
You can feel the energy in the air around this team. They know they are on a roll, and they are committed to keeping it going as long as they can. That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
Dallas shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. Three-pointer. That's his 3rd basket in 5 shots. Solid work.
This dude is capable of some memorable moves. He's showing off and having a little fun.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with Darko Rajakovic. I asked him directly about facing Anthony Edwards, and Coach said, he's just so dynamic, right? Our hope is that we can control the pace, make this our kind of game, and he'll be a little less explosive. So the plan is to stifle Edwards by not letting him play at his tempo. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Dillingham's checked in for the Warriors. Banchero surveys. And there's a pick from behind the arc. Rebounded by Cousins.
Just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Golden State has gone 3 of 4 on threes here in this first quarter. Bridges passes to Antetokounmpo. Great D that time from Banchero. Dallas has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Here's Branham. Really played well against New Orleans in his last game. Banchero no good.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. And Dallas making a change here. Murray's checked in. Bridges outside. Here's Edwards. And he misses again. Now 0 for 3.
Give the defender credit. Willing to challenge the shot. Lots of other guys just let them score there.
Fires in the triple.
He made the most of that opening, teaching the defense a lesson.
You know, when it comes to Keegan Murray, it's his all-around presence that helps this team, Richard.
Yeah, he's a very talented glue guy. He doesn't make a ton of splash plays, but he is steady and consistent, and coaches love players like that.
Here's Daniels, providing this team some offensive stability. A little over 10 points a game. 6 to shoot. Uses the glass on the layup. Daniels has got 5.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
And here's Bridges. Last game we saw him with 32 points. And that one good.
He's doing everything he can. If they want to win, others have to step up and provide some scoring.
Pass to Daniels. Over Bridges. It's rebounded by Golden State. There's 57 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Dillingham. The 3 is up. And he buries his first look.
Trading the lead back and forth, neither side is willing to back down.
I've been on the edge of my seat courtside. Man, this has been a barn burner.
Here's Delgado. Still without a bucket. Murray for 3. He buries it from 3.
Oh, I can almost hear Murray say, oh, you hit a 3? Let me match that real quick.
Bridges outside. Antetokounmpo outside. Back to Bridges. Pass to Dillingham. Shot from the low post is good. He's got 5.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
And the jam by Antetokounmpo. And boy, has this been a competitive matchup thus far.
These teams have swapped leads 7 times already, and we're not even in the second half.
And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. The Warriors on top. They lead by a bucket. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere. Some good action already in this one. Warriors making a change here. And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. On the floor for the Warriors. They've got Karl Anthony Towns. Giannis Antetokounmpo is out there with Edwards. Then there's Brandon Podziemski, and it's Bridges in at the 1 spot. Warriors trail by 6. Kicks it out to Antetokounmpo. Back to Bridges. Just 5 to shoot. Now here's Antetokounmpo. The D's right on it. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Keegan Murray's checked in for Paolo Banchero. And Golden State also making a switch. Lofton's checked in. The Mavericks lead by 6. Here's Daniels. He's got 5. Pass to Murray. And there's the screen. To the paint. Snatched away. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, AI in the last matchup against the Cavaliers was tremendous. He tallied 32 points, and his passing was huge in that game, finding ways to involve his teammates. And just a huge game for him. His coaches would love to see him do it again. Guys?
Okay, Allie, thanks. Well, that was an incredible night for him. They rode him to that win.
And he was more than happy to carry them, B.A. He might still be feeding off that performance heading into this one.
And it's very likely that he and his guys can carry that momentum into this one.
With a new season underway, What are some areas that are challenging for players to get used to again, Grant?
You know, B.A., I think being on the road again in general, making sure you continue to eat right, get the proper rest, getting into a routine as quickly as possible. That's what's the most challenging at first.
So he gets them both.
Getting themselves to the line this quarter is a good way to get their offense rolling.
Here's Daniels. He's guarded by Bridges. Dallas shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. That free throw no good. Good on the second one. So it's the Warriors now. This game coming on the heels of their win versus the Cavaliers.
And most of the arena was totally against them. But they looked inward, trusted each other, and made good plays.
Even with all that noise, when they had the ball, it never rattled them. Their offense was in tune like it was a home game.
Murray passes to Daniels. It's rebounded by Golden State. Towns has got 5 rebounds in the game. Bridges outside. Here's Edwards. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. A chance to check out Dallas's upcoming schedule. On Saturday, they'll host the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then on Monday, they'll start out on the road to play the Nuggets in Denver.
And for their matchup with the Timberwolves, that's a game where you'd be surprised to see them lose. They'd have to have a really off night for them to get upset there.
Cousins, he's checked in for the Warriors. George comes in for Pajemski. Tricky inside shot by Murray.
Well, Murray runs into some trouble, but he keeps his cool and gets through the shot.
Cousins finds Towns. Here's Bridges. Softly drops in the floater. Bridges has got 13.
The floater is so tough to defend against. Nothing defenders can really do but shake their heads.
Pass to Ford. Here's Branham. To the inside. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
And that's how you lead a team. Literally.
Warriors trail by 7. Kicks it to George. Outside Edwards. That three's off the mark.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Branham passes to Daniels. Here's Branham. Picked by Murray. The three is up. And the basket by Branham. And it's a 10-point Dallas lead.
Nice play by Murray, showing off that passing skill set of his.
And Bridges, here we go. Off with the layup. With 1 on the clock. The shot off that time. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks ending the quarter up 10. What has them in front right now, by and large, they're taking great shots. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. An uphill battle so far for Golden State.
They've been a step slow to close out on shooters all night, and that's why they've given up so many threes. Come on, man, show some hustle.
Perimeter D, apparently not their strong suit. And moving on to some awards, these are the two players of the week in their respective conferences. In the East, Jonathan Kuminga.
Finally, we're giving props to a big. Enough of these little dudes winning MVPs awards. Basketball is for my guys, the tall dudes.
Yeah. Bigs never win anything in the NBA. Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. Paolo Banchero with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
And so it's Edwards who brings up the ball for the Warriors. Trailing by 10, we've got Dyson Daniels. And it's Ford in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Here's Delgado. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. And Carroll passes to Daniels. Shot clock at 5. Fires from deep. Rebounded by Cousins. Cousins has got a rebound number 5 here tonight. Bridges, left side. Pass to Cousins. There's the 3. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Here's Branham. The three-pointer off the mark. Warriors trail by 10. Here's Edwards. Rebounded by Branham.
Still looking for his first make, and they could really use the help right now.
Here's Daniels. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. Grant, there's a huge difference between talent on paper versus winning.
You're right, B.A., and it comes down to coaching, chemistry, and sacrifice. But I think the biggest thing is effort. All things being equal, the team that plays the hardest is going to win.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And Steve Kerr calls timeout. He wants to give them a breather and talk things over.
Yeah, hoping to tap into something that'll get them clicking.
Yeah, they need to regroup and maybe try and draw something up that can get them a clean look at the basket.
Here's a look at some stats for him.
He's been really dialed in from deep during these last 5 games. Looking assertive and in control every time he rises up to shoot from beyond the three-point line. And it's been fun to watch.
Warriors trail by 12. Bridges with it. 13 points in the game. Drives to the hoop. And that basket makes him 6 for 11, shooting a good percentage.
Got that one to go. Okay, now 1 for 4 to start the second half.
Here's Delgado. Back to Daniels. Jacks up a 3. Nails it from 3. Daniels has got 5 points now this quarter.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
The 3 from Banchero. And the Mavericks, another 3.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Warriors trail by 16. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Bridges down low, banked it in off the glass. Bridges has got 17.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Pass to Ford. Here's Delgado. George defending. Here's Daniels. And it's all from three-point range.
He hasn't had his best game, but they've gotten enough production elsewhere, so it hasn't really mattered.
A look at the NBA assist leaders over the last 10 games. Moving the rock with ease. And this will be a second trip to the free throw line. And he makes a first.
And at nearly 7 feet tall, you don't expect Towns to do some of the things he does, like drain threes and make savvy passes. But he's a modern big man. He's making the most of every trip to the line, providing for his team.
Stolen by Bridges. Finished off the break. Bridges has got 19 points.
Oh, excellent work in transition. Pushing the ball up the floor like that helps you find easier shots.
Here's Ford. Check by Cousins. The big man, Banchero, showing the range.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Banchero against Bridges. Kicks it to George. From downtown, it's rebounded by Banchero.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Here's Ford. Good work defensively by Cousins. Warriors trail by 13. Pass to Bridges. The 3 ball. He drops it from range. 22 points for him.
Looking to find the rhythm he had in the first half. That's now his 4th three-pointer of the game.
The big man, Banchero from deep.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
And Bridges, here we go. The kick out to Edwards. Towns for 3. And the Warriors with another 3.
There's a 3 for Towns, countering the 3 they just gave up.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Hey, Brian. Well, in today's high-scoring NBA, every position has to be a threat. All-star Donovan Mitchell said, we're getting away from the point guards who are just floor generals. It's passing and scoring that you're starting to see, and your level of scoring allows you to be a better playmaker. Teams have to respect that.
No doubt, Allie. Thank you. Murray's checked in for the Mavericks. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for the Warriors. The Mavericks lead by 10. Pass to Branham. Here's Daniels. 11 feet out. Rebounded by Cousins. Cousins has got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. There's a screen. Bridges on the attack. Antetokounmpo outside. Back to Bridges. Fires for 3. The rebound by Ford. Dallas has got 4 of 8 attempts to fall from deep here in the third quarter. Murray with it. Guarded now by George. From 15 feet away. Murray's shot is good. Murray's got 13 now.
Surprise. I don't think the defense saw a mid-range shot coming from Murray.
Bridges outside. And he's going for the oop here. And that'll be Golden State's ball as it goes out of bounds. Warriors able to keep possession.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
Pajemski's checked in for the Warriors. Dillingham comes in for Anthony Edwards. 6 on the shot clock. Bridges passes to George. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. On the wing, Daniels. Antetokounmpo with the block.
Yeah, such an imposing defensive force. Giannis with the great timing on the rejection.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Sasser's checked in. Murray from outside. Warriors with the rebound. Here's Dillingham. He's got 5. Bridges down low. Sasser defending. Pass to Branham. 4-3. It's rebounded by George.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Now here's Bridges. 22 points for him. Back to Antetokounmpo. Oh, Giannis, a rim rocker.
Got to appreciate the decisiveness of Giannis. Rolling with purpose after setting the screen.
We've got 33 seconds left in the third quarter. Sasser outside. Pass to Murray. From the line. And they recover it. And here's Sasser. Shot clock at 6. The 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Antetokounmpo has got 4 rebounds now. For 3, Bridges on target from range. Bridges has got 12 points in just the second half. Paolo Banchero getting it done for Dallas. He's been lighting it up tonight. 24 points. We'll be right back after this word. And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. Dallas leading by 7. Has called a timeout. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Darko Rajakovic was going over with his team. In the huddle, he reminded them, quote, "This would be a huge statement if we can finish this off, but we have to stay focused until that final buzzer. It would be a big upset if they can hold on, guys."
And Allie, thank you for that. Daniels passes to Banchero. Back to Daniels from the arc. Warriors with the rebound. Cousins has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Bridges passes to Towns. The lead now in single digits.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
When it ain't broke, leave it alone. Until someone stops him, just let him roll.
If they keep hitting free throws at this clip, it'll help them seal the deal.
All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Dallas?
All game long, they've been making it rain from the arc. And look, they've done it by feeding the hot hands.
But they're also really getting it done at the free throw line. They've earned a lot of good calls and are making the most of every trip they get to the line tonight.
George, he's checked in for Anthony Edwards. Here's Daniels. Knocks down the long J. And And the Mavericks lead by 13.
Now you have to extend that defense. I mean, you really have to stay connected to them at all times.
And the lack of defensive pressure on shots like that is a big reason they're down by double digits.
And despite the height disadvantage, oh my, he just attacks that interior.
Really unfazed. Throw his height right out the window there.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by now.
Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
Pass to George. Bridges outside. Oh, he missed the layup. He had it with the pump fake. And so it's Murray who brings up the ball for the Mavericks. 11-point game. And he can't get the first one. Anthony Edwards just checked in for the Warriors. And the second free throw is good.
Whatever they discuss at halftime, he's come out more assertive and more aggressive.
Here's Bridges. Counted. Bridges has got 4 points now in the quarter.
He's done everything he can tonight, trying to keep this team competitive.
Here's Daniels. Here's Delgado. Puts up a deep three. Paolo from deep range. He hits.
When this guy starts hitting threes, watch out. He's just pouring it on this half.
Now Bridges. With the drive. It's rebounded by Banchero. Banchero's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Delgado. Off the mark there with a 3. Warriors trail by 13. For 3, Bridges. It's rebounded by Banchero. Banchero's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Delgado. No good on the 3. The Warriors have gotten 7 to go out of 13 attempts during the 4th. For 3, Bridges nails it from beyond the arc. Bridges has got 32 points in the game.
You can't lose a shooter like him on the court. The ball will find its way to him, and he will drill a 3 each time.
Banchero against Towns. George with a steal. Pass to Bridges. And he lobs it up to the rim. 1:27 left in the 4th quarter. Branham passes to Daniels. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to go. He hits the second from the line. And Steve Kerr calls timeout here. He is not messing around, calling them into the huddle. Bridges outside. And again, no good by Golden State.
Yeah, and the defense really respects his shooting ability, and they showed it with that tight coverage. Well, now it's just a matter of watching the sand fall through the hourglass. This game is wrapped up in a strong showing for the Mavericks.
Seemed like the sheer volume of 3-pointers today was the deciding factor.
And they'd hit one and then just dial it up again, and it worked.
And with this performance, they'll have claimed their 8th win of the year.
And with the win, the season series is tied 1-1. You have to love how competitive these games have been with 2 more left to play.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Paolo Banchero.
He really managed to shine on both ends of the floor, finding lots of opportunities to affect the game and make an impact.
There's 45 seconds left in the 4th quarter here. Bridges passes to Edwards. Good on the bucket. Here's Daniels. Don't do anything silly. Just ride out the clock.
Yes, if they take their time and execute, the game is all theirs.
Just 5 on the clock. The 3 from Bencaro. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
And just not enough time for them to get back in this game.
Yeah, they got to be disappointed with this result.
At the line for Dallas, Runner, 2 shots.
And he drops it first. And so he hits both. And so it's the Mavericks taking care of business in this one. A clean win, and one where they clearly showed better energy.
Yes, so true. They put on a show here at home, and I really think they had that extra swagger and confidence, too.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Richard Jefferson, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
Unfortunate.
Don't beat yourself up till you check the tape.
They just could not. They weren't missing. Good stats. 8 for 15 from 3. Seemed pretty good. For 27. I played pretty good, I think. But you gotta limit those turnovers though. Crunch time like that. The problem was, man, if you don't get, look at that, 3 for 11. Are you kidding me? I had no help. Nobody was doing anything. It is what it is.